Low-income renters in Ontario may soon be getting a lift thanks to an announcement made by government officials at this building directly across the street from me here in Regent Park. It amounts to $1.4 billion in housing subsidies or in rent subsidies, which could amount to about $2,500 a month for those who qualify. However, there are still questions about who will actually qualify and for how much.
In Toronto in particular, we are challenged. We have a vacancy rate that's around 1%. A two-bedroom apartment is now approaching $1,500.
The federal finance minister in his own backyard, far from reality on the average rent in Toronto, tried double that amount. Perhaps reason to question why government officials coming together in Regent Park to make what they are calling an historic announcement.
Between 2020 and 2028, our governments, the Government of Canada and the Province of Ontario, will jointly invest $1.46 billion towards this Canada-Ontario housing benefit.
The federal government estimates the average annual amount could be $2,500 annually, approximately $200 a month, with no indication of what the maximum could be. Who qualifies is subject to a service manager determining if they fit the criteria and for how much.
It's going to be based on a combination between the average market rent in the community and also the income level of the household involved,
leaving many questioning whether or not they fit. On paper, the benefit is said to be available to people at risk of or already homeless, as well as victims of human trafficking and domestic violence.
They're saying that it's to help the residents who aren't subsidized, but it's a huge concern. It's beautiful the way everything is done, but it still needs a lot of work.
This announcement doesn't actually help folks in our community, specifically those that are living in a cycle of poverty, those that do not have access to even file their tax returns. They'll never see that money.
The money comes as part of the Canada Housing Benefit, first announced in 2017, which needed provinces to strike a deal with the feds. Ontario is the first in the wake of the election.
This can be delivered very quickly. A lot of the other things we're doing in Toronto with Housing Now and things like that have a time frame that include the building of the building, the approvals that have to be required, and so on. This is something, as Minister Clark just said, that will be delivered starting next year, I think in the spring or the summer.
Queen's Park and Ottawa will share the cost of the program through 2028. Now, this news comes on the heels of City Council approving their new 10-year housing action plan. The funding, when it becomes available sometime in the new year, will be probably around the spring.